Alex buys a brand new car. Ryan buys the exact same car from the exact same dealer on the exact same day. 3 years later, Ryan sells it and buys another one. Alex keeps driving. They're both 30. Both earn $75,000 a year. Both saved enough to put the same down payment on a $35,000 sedan. Same credit score, same interest rate, same insurance profile. The only thing that separates them is one decision: how long they plan to keep the car. Ryan believes in the upgrade cycle. New car every 3 years. Latest safety features, latest tech, always under warranty. He never wants to deal with a surprise repair bill on the side of the highway. Alex believes in the long hold. Buy it once, maintain it well, drive it until the wheels fall off, or at least until the math says stop. He figures the cheapest car is the one sitting in his driveway right now. On paper, Ryan's approach sounds expensive, but he always gets trade-in value back, and he never pays for a major repair. Alex's approach sounds cheap, but he'll eventually face aging brakes, a worn suspension, and a transmission that doesn't shift the way it used to. So who's right? When you actually track every dollar, every payment, every trade-in, every repair receipt, every fee, every year of depreciation that disappears without making a sound, the gap between these two strategies over 10 years is worth more than $80,000. And the number that separates the winner from the loser isn't the sticker price. It isn't the monthly payment either. It's a number that almost nobody calculates before walking into a dealership. For the next 10 years, we're following both of them. Every purchase, every payment, every hidden line item. At the end, we'll put both totals on the table and we'll find the exact month where one strategy overtakes the other. Let's begin. On day 1, both of them write the same check. That's the last time their numbers will ever match. The car costs $35,000. Both put $5,000 down. Both finance $30,000 at 6.4% over 60 months. That's roughly the national average for a new car loan in 2026, according to Experian. It gives them a monthly payment of $586. Day 1. Same car, same loan, same everything. But here's what Ryan doesn't realize yet. The moment he drives off the lot, his car loses roughly 10 to 15% of its value. By the end of year 1, it's dropped closer to 20%. That $35,000 sedan is now worth about $28,000. He still owes around $25,000 on his loan, so he's above water, barely. Alex, exact same situation, same depreciation, same loan balance, no difference at all. The difference starts at month 36. Let's fast forward to year 3. This is where their paths split, and where most people stop doing the math. At month 36, Ryan is ready for his new car. His current car, now 3 years old, has lost roughly 37% of its value. That's in line with what IC Cars found analyzing over 950,000 used cars sold in 2025 and 2026. His $35,000 sedan is now worth about $22,000. He still owes around $13,100 on his loan. That gives him about $8,900 in equity, which he rolls into his next purchase. He walks into the dealership, picks another new sedan. Car prices go up about 3% a year, so the new model costs closer to $38,200. He puts his $8,900 of equity down, finances $29,300, and starts a brand new 60-month loan at roughly the same rate. His monthly payment actually drops a little to $573 because he brought more equity this time. Feels like a win. Ryan's happy. Now let's check on Alex. Alex is still driving the same car. He passed month 36 without visiting any dealership. His loan is the same $586 a month, and he has 24 payments left. His car is worth the same $22,000 as Ryan's old one, but he doesn't care because he's not selling. Here's the first scoreboard. Total money spent on car payments so far. Alex, $21,081. Ryan, $21,081. Identical. But Ryan also paid taxes, title, registration, and dealer fees on the new purchase. About $3,500. So Ryan has spent $24,581. Alex has spent $21,081. Ryan is already $3,500 behind, and he just signed up for another 5 years of payments. But the story isn't finished. Because what happens between years 4 and 6 is where the math quietly changes direction. Year 4 is where Alex starts winning a race Ryan doesn't know exists. Here's something most people feel but never put a number on. Depreciation is not a straight line, it's a curve, and the curve is steep at the beginning and nearly flat at the end. A new car loses roughly 20% of its value in the first year. Between year 1 and year 3, it loses another 17% or so. But between year 3 and year 6, the decline slows down, maybe another 13 to 15 percentage points. And between year 6 and year 10, the value barely moves. You might lose another 15 to 20% total across those 4 years. That means Alex's car, which was worth $22,000 at year 3, drops to about $15,000 at year 6, and lands around $9,000 to $10,000 at year 10. Ryan never gets to ride the flat part of that curve. Every 3 years, he resets the clock. He always owns the car during the period where it bleeds value the fastest. He buys at the top, sells in the dip, buys at the top again, and repeats. Alex absorbs the steep drop once. Then he coasts. This is the part that the monthly payment hides. Ryan's payment looks manageable, but the depreciation underneath it keeps restarting, and it restarts every single cycle. The monthly payment is not the price. The number you see on your loan statement isn't the number you actually pay. Here's what it leaves out. Sales tax. In most states, that runs somewhere between 6 and 9% on the purchase price. Let's use 7. On a $38,000 car, that's over $2,600. On his third car around year 6, priced near $42,000, Ryan pays close to $2,900 in tax. On his fourth car at year 9, over $3,000, Alex paid sales tax once. Title, registration, dealer fees. Call it $800 per transaction. Ryan pays this 4 times in 10 years. Alex pays it once. Financing interest. Alex's single 60-month loan at 6.4% cost him about $5,100 in total interest. Ryan takes out 4 separate loans over the same decade. Even rolling equity forward each time, his total interest across those 4 loans adds up to roughly $9,600. Nearly double. And every time Ryan sits in that finance office, he's exposed to another round of gap insurance, extended warranties, paint protection, fabric coating. Products designed to pull another $500 to $1,500 from a buyer who's already tired of negotiating. Over 4 cycles, even a disciplined buyer leaks money here, and we haven't included the biggest variable yet. Let's check the scoreboard at year 6. And this time, we're adding a number that changes everything. At month 60, something important happens for Alex. He makes his final car payment. $586 a month that used to go to the bank now stays in his account. Ryan is on month 24 of his second loan. Still paying. He has 36 payments left before he trades in again and starts loan number 3. Now here's the variable that most comparisons leave out entirely. Starting at month 61, Alex has no car payment. If he takes that $586 and puts it into a simple index fund averaging 7% a year, adjusted for inflation, that money doesn't sit still. It compounds. $586 a month. invested for the remaining 5 years of our 10-year window, grows to approximately $42,000. Ryan can't do this. Ryan always has a payment. Ryan's $586, or whatever his current payment happens to be, belongs to a lender every single month for the entire decade. There is never a month without a bill. This is where the scoreboard changes completely. And this is the number almost nobody calculates before walking into a dealership. After 10 years, let's put both numbers on the table. The gap is not what either of them expected. Year 10. Alex is still driving the same car. It has about 120,000 miles on it, worth around $9,500 on a private sale. He spent roughly $6,500 in maintenance and repairs over the last 4 years. Brakes, tires, a suspension job, one alternator, regular oil changes. His car looks older. It runs fine. Ryan just drove off the lot with his fourth car, a $45,700 sedan. Brand new loan, brand new payment, $639 a month. Let's count every dollar. Alex, total spent on car ownership over 10 years. Purchase and loan interest, $40,160. Taxes and fees, $3,100. Maintenance and repairs, $6,500. Total out of pocket, $49,760. His car is worth about $9,500. And his investment account, built from redirected car payments, sits at roughly $42,000. Add those up, and Alex's net cost of transportation over 10 years comes to negative $1,600. He actually came out slightly ahead. Ryan, total spent over 10 years, 4 purchase cycles. Total payments, interest, taxes, fees, and dealer costs across all 4 cars, approximately $90,300. He's sitting in a car worth about $36,500, but he still owes $27,000 on the loan. His net equity in the car is about $9,500. Investment account, 0. There was never a month without a payment. Ryan's net cost of transportation, $80,800. The gap between them is over $82,000 in net wealth, and every year the difference gets wider. One cycle ends, the other never does. Now, I'd be lying if I said keeping a car for 10 years has no downsides. It does, and some of them are real, reliability risk. After year 5 or 6, things break. Not every month, not catastrophically, but without warning. A water pump at year 7, an AC compressor at year 8, a catalytic converter at year 9. Each one runs $500 to $1,500. Ryan never faces these because Ryan is always under warranty. Safety. A 2026 car has better crash ratings, better lane keeping, better automatic braking than a 2016 car. That's not a sales pitch. That's engineering. If safety technology matters to you, waiting 10 years to upgrade means driving a car that falls further behind every model year. The emotional weight. There is a real psychological cost to driving an older car while everyone around you is upgrading. Ryan gets that new car feeling every 3 years. Alex gets a check engine light. And here's one that matters more than people admit. Alex's math only works if he actually invests the freed up payment. If he finishes the loan and spends that $586 on dinners, travel, and impulse buys, the $42,000 portfolio disappears. The spreadsheet assumes discipline. People don't always cooperate with spreadsheets, so keeping a car for 10 years is not an automatic win. It's a conditional win, and the condition is what you do with the money you stop spending. That advantage has an expiration date if you don't reinvest it. But if you do, the advantage compounds. And that is a race Ryan can never enter because Ryan always has a payment. Here's where the full story comes together. Alex and Ryan both started at 30, both earned $75,000, both walked into the same dealership, both bought the same $35,000 car. The only difference was one decision: how long to keep it. After 10 years, the gap between these two strategies is over $82,000 in net wealth. Alex has a car worth $9,500, a growing investment account worth $42,000, and 0 car payments. Ryan has a brand new car with $27,000 still owed on it, no savings from car money, and a $639 payment, stretching into the next 4 years. If you extend the simulation to 15 or 20 years, the gap doesn't just grow, it accelerates. Because Alex's invested money compounds while Ryan's money restarts from 0 every 36 months. The number that separates these two outcomes isn't the sticker price. It isn't the monthly payment, it's the break-even point. And, in this comparison, it falls around month 54. Before month 54, replacing looks competitive because you avoid maintenance and you always have warranty coverage. After month 54, keeping the car pulls ahead, slowly at first, then fast once the loan is paid off and the freed cash starts compounding. So here's the rule. If you replace your car every 3 years because you value the latest technology, the safety upgrades, and the certainty of warranty coverage, and you understand it costs you roughly $80,000 per decade in lost wealth, that's a legitimate decision. You're paying for something real. You know the price. Fine. But if you replace every 3 years because you assume it's the smarter financial move, because the payment feels manageable, because the dealer told you it makes more sense, then you haven't run the math. And the monthly payment is hiding a cost that compounds against you every single cycle. The keep strategy wins when 2 things are true. You maintain the car properly, and you invest the difference once the loan is paid off. Take away either condition, and the advantage shrinks or disappears entirely. It depends on your priorities, but now you know the price of each one. Alex and Ryan both started with the same salary, the same savings, and the same car. 10 years later, the difference wasn't the car they drove. It was whether they understood the real cost of each strategy before they committed. So the next time someone tells you upgrading every few years is just the smart thing to do, or that keeping an old car is throwing money at repairs, ask them one question. Did you include everything? The depreciation curve, the repeated taxes, the financing interest, the opportunity cost of every payment that never stops. Because that's the only number that actually matters. If you want the math before you spend the money, subscribe.